I try to think about looking at history as valuable lessons. We've always tried to make a more perfect union, right?
Yeah.
Looking back at our history, you could see where decisions were made to protect democracy.
Yeah.
No matter what's happening in our current time, we should be striving for that ideal, that democracy that's going to outlast all of us.
In the course of human events, all moments are history. History becomes our teacher, and our purpose in a mosaic of evolutionary moments puzzle together within our lived experience. At the foundation of America's democracy lies a revolutionary idea: consent of the governed. The Declaration of Independence, proclaimed in 1776, the opening line of the Constitution built a government upon it. The Emancipation Proclamation expanded it. But what does this consent really mean, and how do we, as citizens, learn to give it?
Students are beginning to learn how to communicate effectively in a bit more formal way through a range of conversations and collaborations.
We begin puzzling together meanings as 5-year-olds. We experience history in fragments, stories and opinions from TV, film, music, internet trends, book, museums.
This is a museum that tells a big, complicated, diverse story, but of the much broader, open-ended American Revolution. The people who experienced those events, what they thought they would mean, how they debated them, and most importantly, what we can do at a museum that you can't do anywhere else.
Some organizations capture oral histories which are passed down like precious inheritance, or explore moments that archive and sometimes echo our collective story. As 5-year-olds in 2015, we saw the 10th anniversary of YouTube and the 75th of McDonald's. But that same year, there were deeper moments that surfaced. The 50th of the Selma to Montgomery marches and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. We didn't realize it then, but we were just beginning to hear the names of those who fought for the right to give consent. Here's what we discovered. History is not a straight line. History does not stand still, it unfolds in real time. Our understanding of history circles back, deepens, and changes with new encounters.
They stepped up for us so that all of us could walk right through to the dream.
As many as 250,000 people lining Pennsylvania Avenue, which ultimately led to a woman's right to vote.
She was 86 years old. We did not yet have the right to vote. And she was attending a suffrage meeting here in Washington, D.C. She stood up and she looked around the room and she acknowledged that there was not yet the right to vote for women. And she said, but with all the help with people like we have in this room, failure is impossible.
Key figures move forward, often against great resistance. Think about landmark court decisions that redefined who has rights. Think about the schoolhouse doors that were opened or were forced open.
I can't imagine what my father nor mother are thinking as we go through this period of history.
See God working in this period. Something is happening in our world. The masses of people are rising up, and wherever they are assembled today, cry is always the same: we want to be free.
MLK, who gave voices to the voiceless, creating movements, these moments reshaped who was included in society and whose consent mattered.
I said, this right to vote is the basic right, without which all others are meaningless. It gives people as individuals, control over their own destinies.
Voting is more than consent. It is one of the most basic forms of speech in a democracy. Current events show us that retaining free and fair elections is challenging.
Welcome to today's Washington Journal. We'll start with a Washington Examiner article with the headline, Trump promises executive order to get rid of mail-in ballots and voting machines.
Here's the truth about consent of the governed. It's not passive. Consent comes with responsibility. It is evolutionary because each generation must actively choose to give it or withhold it. And that choice has consequences. The founders did not create a finished product. They created a framework that depends on us, our willingness to engage, to question, to participate. Different people see the same historical moment through different lenses. A victory for some is a defeat for others. A hero to one community is oppressive to another. Understanding these different points of view is not about choosing sides. It's about seeing the full picture. It's not just dead facts on a page. It is the living story of how we got here and where we are going. Engagement begins with awareness. Engage in your community with civic intent. Volunteer, attend town hall meetings, listen to perspectives shaped by different experiences. Seek out voices that challenge what you think. Once a citizen turns 18, we have the right to vote, to give or withhold our consent. Voting is how history meets the present. It's how the struggles of the past become the action today. That's not just a privilege, it is the responsibility that makes democracy work. This determines what comes next.
There's no movement, Isabella, in this country that was successful without youth leading it. My message to youth, to answer your question, is to take advantage of opportunities to lead, to have your voice heard, to engage and be a part of the system if you want it to improve.